You know, yesterday I went and did the red carpet premiere for RuPaul's Drag Race season 18. You know, the queens was there, a lot of queens was there from past, present, and of course, well, maybe in the future. Um, but first things first. So I couldn't find a place to save my life because apparently I don't know directions in Manhattan, New York, and I've been living here all my life. So, but after all of that, I'm supposed to hit the banner. I mean the the lower third. So yeah, so after all that being said and everything, I was like, we found a place. I found a place, got in, got my wristband. The venue was cute. First one is this place called Aqua, which is in Manhattan over on Broadway and I think 22nd or 21st Street. But anyway, it was a cute little area. I mean, it was a cute spot, very big in there. They got it's like and then they have a lower level where you go to the bathroom and all this other stuff. But anyway, so the place was nice. The way they had the setup was cute. The only issue I had, and I was thinking this the whole night when it came down, I was channeling Gia Gunn. I was like, was there no budget this time around? They had all the media, like them was there. We were next to me and the photographers and everything. I was next to, well, we were next to Associated Press. Then they had Entertainment Tonight and all the other ones there. So also shout out to my friend Robin Banks, who's a drag performer. Y'all may see her stuff on TikTok, where she does a lot of breakdowns of like old classic pop songs, R&B songs, and this, that, and the other. She kind of does that. So if you haven't checked out Robin Banks, definitely go. That's ROBYN Banks. So she was there last night in drag. Last year she wasn't there in drag, but this year she was in full geesh. So she came over, said hello, all this other good stuff. It was cute. So but the only thing that irritated me, because it was like, there's no budget this time around, and they did block up the windows because people was trying to peek and being nosy. For the step and repeat, they had this little section, like this big, for all the photographers, and there was 5 of them there, or 4 of them. And then there was this Just Toby girl, whatever. I don't know. I don't know her. But I mean, no shade, but I'm just saying I don't know her. Wait, hold on a second. I gotta edit something because I'm like, why does the damn thing keep turning off? Because I forgot to take it off the 10-second moniker. So now it's gonna stay. But anyway, so I was like, I know I hit the banner before. Or the lower third. But anyway, so yeah, so they had this little space like this big for all the photographers to come in. It was like 4 of them to come in and take turns taking pictures of the girls on the red carpet. And then it was barely any space like for the interviews and stuff going. So I think that maybe they were overwhelmed by the amount. I guess they didn't realize like the amount of press it was going to have there. And there was a lot of press that was there. And then the photographers, y'all had them in this janky little corner. And then the queens had to maneuver and find ways to get their photos taken without the other queens who were being interviewed to be blocking their spot, their shots or whatever. So shout out to all the photographers that was able to do what they did. Let me tell you something. I work my ass on getting my pictures too. And if y'all see my social media, hold on, because I'm gonna pull up. If you see my social media, then wait, why do I have that? That's not what I wanted to do. If you saw my social media and everything, then you would be aware of the pictures and stuff that I put up, and everybody was like, oh, they like the pictures and everything. But the hell I went through getting those damn pictures was crazy because wait, why can't I figure out how to pull up the anyway, let me turn this over. It's getting hot in here too, because I got this heat on. It was freezing in this room when I was doing this thing. But now that it's cute, and now that it's warm in here, we can get back to the situation. So when I went and I did the pictures with it, I had to do a whole lot of cropping and a whole lot of this, that, and to get the pictures to do what needed to be done because there was too many people in the way. But this picture you see here is, of course, of me on the red carpet. I got to get my picture before everybody else. And this picture came from my friend, David Lab, who took the photo because he was testing his lens to see how they could fix up the lighting and everything. And shout out to the other one, Santiago Felipe, that was there. And all the other photographers that was at Jeff Easton, who y'all may know, who's done a lot of covers for like HX and Next and stuff back in the day. I let them use me as their little guinea pig to get their picture so they could adjust the lighting and stuff because the lighting in there was not that great either. But the good thing is if you're a professional, you find ways to make it work in regards to the photos and stuff and how to get things going when you got them in there. So this is my crash test dummy picture. I'm glad it came out good because I was acting silly. And then one part I forgot. I was chewing gum, which we had to tell another drag queen who was on the red carpet is not going to look cute if you're on the red carpet chewing gum. So got a little piece of paper, the itinerary. She spit it in it. I'm giving her all the behind the scenes stuff. So it ain't always pretty. Sometimes a little messy. So yeah, with this little space, we had literally the corner of the background to get the shots and stuff in because of how many people and stuff was on the step and repeat that were doing interviews and stuff. So it was a bit chaotic, but I work great in organized chaos or just chaos in general. Hence, I guess my training of being at Madison Square Garden and dealing with so many different moving parts. I was able to compartmentalize and work the things that I need to work out. So after all of that, so that was the only gripe that I had, that I was just like, y'all gave this little corner to the photographers. But anyway, no shade to Paramount and stuff, because I already know y'all, but y'all did lay off a lot of people. That was another conversation that was had behind the scenes, but it was like, okay, with David Ellison and running situation over there, a lot of things is getting cut. So that was kind of annoying. Also, I stole this, I don't know if y'all can see it, the RuPaul's Drag Race napkin. It got the RuPaul Drag Race logo and stuff on it. So with all that being said, besides, I'm just hoping and praying that when I show y'all these pictures, I'm not going to be annoyed by constant sending me posts on Facebook. So these are all the photos that I posted on. Wait, hold on, because I was like, I thought I hit it and I didn't. So it was like all of a sudden I'm forgetting how to do my own damn show. But the Queens came out at 5:30, so it was like check-in was at 5 o'clock. 5:30, the Queens was coming out, and I was shocked because I was like, wait a minute, y'all were on time. So I gagged over that a little bit. The fact it was on time, and I'm going to show y'all a couple of the pictures that I did. This is Sierra Miss. Wait, no, that's not Sierra Miss. That's Briar Blush. She was the first one to come out and get her photo taken and stuff, and then we have all the other girls, all the regular girls was there. Athena Dion, as I said, Briar Brush. We had Sierra Miss, of course. We had Darlene Mitchell, and then Discord Adams and Didi Fuego, which I think I have the picture of the Didi Fuego picture that I loved up in here, where she took a picture. I really like this picture. It looked crazy here, but in person, it looked fabulous. Yeah, the Didi Fuego, I love that because also there was another thing too. And I thought about taking it, but I was like, I don't want to travel on the train with it. They had pillows with the Queen's faces and stuff on it. So that was, of course, cute. And then my friend went and passed Didi the pillow, and she was all game for taking pictures with it. So yeah, you had all the Drag Race girls. I love this photo. I like the whole Joan of Arc look. And you know what was reminding me of too? This recent episode of Dragula where you had Eva Destruction with the whole war look. Oh my God, that was like my favorite look out of the whole Dragula finale season thingy. And congratulations to Eva, by sidebar, even though it's a completely different show. Shout out to Eva Destruction for winning this season's Drag Race Titans. It was well deserved. I wanted Abora to win, but Abora, them props was malfunctioning during two of the situation. And you know what? Y'all was shady over there for putting that in. Because I was like, why y'all showing like the bloopers and stuff and you putting that in between the floor show? But I guess it was like, the Boulets was saying, this is, Abora's not winning and this is why. So if you Abora fans want to go in and let have on us why we didn't pick her, we're going to put this stuff up in here for y'all to know why Abora lost and Eva won. Because Eva's floor show was flawless. And then, of course, we have T.S. Madison here, and I was living for this look because this was giving Ivan ooze, and then she kept saying, and then of course Maddie was like, the secret of the ooze. She kept saying that the whole time before we did the regular. So this was on the side before she got on the step and repeat and started doing her whatever. And first of all, let me tell you something. Her stylist, I forget his name, the person that does her hair and makeup, that's a cute ass boy in person. So shout out to him. And then of course I had to get another picture like this. I was like, that was me taking the photo and everything. And then of course Bruno. Let me tell you something about Bruno. There's something about Bruno. Y'all seen that movie? Bruno Alcantara is fine as fuck in person. I get it. I was looking at him like, God damn, that man is fine. Because when you see him on TV, I feel like TV does not do him justice. He looks a little, I don't know. It's like the cameras don't really capture it, but when he walks into that room, let me tell you something. Panties, thongs, jock straps, any kind of underwear you wearing, them shit's gonna hit the ground. Because Bruno comes in oozing sex appeal. That man is fine in person. And I couldn't believe, I was like, God damn, that man is fine. So I could not keep my eyes off of him. And at one point during the night, when they did have like pit crew go-go dancers because they were in, they were go-go dancers stuff up in there. And then at one point when they were introducing the queens and they went and dropped the curtain, which comes later on, where you see all the winners of Drag Race Past, they're on like a separate little side stage where all the media captured. Y'all probably seen all the videos and everything. I'm assuming on social media right now. So yeah, he dropped the thing and he was in pit crew geesh, but this was the look he had coming out. I was like, I like the look. It was giving Ricky Martin. Like that was something Ricky Martin wear. Then of course you see Jimbo was there. Also Sasha Velour. I had to capture this couple. I love the fact that she had this giant crown that was like a neck piece. Monet Exchange, let me tell you something. Monet is so damn skinny in person, but the body is bodying. So I was living for her. And she DJ'd the night. I was actually shocked because Kevin Alliance was there, and I was like, "Why didn't Kevin DJ? He DJ'd the event last year." And I like the event that we were at last year because it was like 2 floors. There was seating. We could watch the episode, and afterwards we mingled in another room and ate and drank. And let me tell you something: the food and the drinks was flowing. The food was so good. The drinks was good. It was free. They kept coming around with so many little trays of hors d'oeuvres. Let me tell you something. I'm surprised I'm not a big bitch as much food as I was eating last night. But a lot of the favorites, they had the sushi, and then they had all these different types of things. They even had vegan rice. And you know me, I'm not big on vegan anything, or maybe I'm never happy. That vegan rice was even hidden. And then they had like this mint flavored, I don't know what it was, but like this martini. And I called it a martini because if y'all ever watch Passions, Timmy used to make the martinis. So that's what I called it. I was like, this martini is slapping. Like that should hit me like a lead balloon. And my friend was like, damn, you taste the liquor. And I was like, just how I like it. So the martini was hitting. I was drinking wine. Yeah, I was mixing, but I did not get to the point where I was toasted, I was effed up, or whatever the case is, because the drinks was good, the food was good. So shout out to y'all for that. So maybe all the budget for Drag Race, because I'm complaining about the little amount of space that they gave us to do the photos and everything wasn't enough. And maybe the budget went to the food and the drinks and things. So yeah, seeing everybody there, which is great. And who else was let's go through the rest of the pictures in case y'all didn't see them. So yeah, Monet, there's and then of course we got our girl Nymphia Winds. I did like the outfit and everything. Now I have a couple of pictures. Simone Ye. Then we also had, I forget, he's a DJ, I can't remember his name. Angeria, which I believe was it her birthday yesterday? If I'm not mistaken, Evie Ollie. First of all, I was living for Evie Ollie's outfit because she was everybody else on the carpet was like posing and just being all demure and stuff. Evie was giving full on movement with this look, which is how I was able to capture all of this. And let me tell you something. Oh, there's Willow Pill. Evie her laugh is so infectious. Like literally she was doing, I know y'all probably jumped at home or your phones or whatever when she was that was the laugh I heard so many times last night. I'm like jumping. I'm like, girl. And I'm sure that traveled into other people's interviews. So Evie's laugh is so infectious, it literally it echoes throughout the room. I'm like, damn, you be bringing that laugh from the pits of your stomach. Your stomach. So yeah, Evie was living, I was living for the fashions with her last night because, Evie was giving Evie. So that's why I lived for her. And Alyssa Edwards, looking for Alyssa, of course, as usual. Of course, Ross Matthews is his husband. It's like, he's always, I guess there's some kind of situation going with their relationship where he always has to assert his husband in every goddamn photo. Whatever you need to do to keep your man happy. And then, of course, we have the recent All-Stars winner, Ginger Minj, where some people are like, who is that? That was Ginger. That probably was Watts. No shade. But I literally, when she came in and she wasn't in full gi, she had her face beat and everything. I was like, it's a bag of chips. It was Ginger. And then we have Anya Nerve, which we was whispering, like, what has she been doing post Drag Race? Remember, we did a segment on the fact that she was supposed to do, what was it, Kinky Boots, the traveling show, and then she ended up not traveling with the show. So she ain't doing that. BB Zahara Benet was there, giving the same, pose and everything. Vanjie was cracking me up. Her and Candy Muse, even though, these two are like siblings, whatever the case is, the way these two go at it, they are hilarious. He wasn't the only one that was there in boy drag, by the way, before I forget. There was a couple of people in drag. Nikki Doll, who I spoke to briefly, was there in boy drag. I was asking her, why didn't she get in drag? She had just, what basically she said was she had just moved in. It's more work trying to go through your stuff to find drag to wear than actually put it on those others. So she came in boy drag. Also, Plastique Tiara was there last night in boy drag. Rose was there last night in boy drag. So it was a lot of the girls who were there in boy drag. And Vanjie looked fabulous. And what I loved about her was she was the only one that when my friend took her picture, she got off the line and she was like, let me see. Because David, my friend David Lav, is the only one who, when he takes your pictures, he shows you the photos back and like, okay, is it cute? Do you like it? Whatever. And then we'll go at it again. So he's the only one that does. So she was living in regards of that whole situation. And then this was like one of the off-kilter photos or whatever. Then of course we had Aquaria. I was loving how this look came out. She was giving full-on walk pose, like she was posing down. So I was living for Aquaria. I was wondering why she didn't DJ. So Neat was there. Giving Amanda Lepore realness. And speaking of Amanda Lepore, Amanda was there also, but she was off in the VIP section because when I came, what was I think I was doing coat check or I was probably going to the bathroom or something. I did see her sitting on it. Oh, I know what it was. I was trying to walk and see because when they were showing like the girls coming about to come out and all this other stuff and what they were going to do with that, I was trying to find a spot to like stand and watch, but then it was just too many people. My anxiety started acting up. I was like, I can't. It's too many of y'all, these other people, these commoners, and I don't want to be shady about it, but that's how y'all was acting. A bunch of the commoners, the groupies, all of y'all that came in after we did all the publics, the step and repeat and all the work. Once it was time for the regular fans to come in and meet the queens, y'all were just getting on my damn nerves. Like, y'all don't understand the word excuse me. Y'all act like that people, if you don't know them, you could just walk through them. And I have to constantly remind myself, I got to be a professional because if it was really Chris on the street and y'all bump me and shit, oh, you getting smacked. Oh, I'm getting up in your face or it's going to be a fight. And I have to realize if I'm in a professional situation, especially being a man of color, I cannot be up in here windmill on these white rhymes with maggots. So I was letting a lot of shit slide last night with them commoners. Of course, then we had Sasha Colby. I was living for her look. So, and she did a walkthrough. Morphine Love Dion, of course, is gonna be there because, Athena was there. And then we have Lana Jarre, who did wave. She was like, hey, girl. Like, I waved to her. She waved back, that sort of thing. I didn't like her poses, though, because she was looking a little too skinny. So the poses was, but her and Lux Noir London's poses were kind of annoying me, but it was what it was. And of course, we got Corey King. Also, they had this thing. There you see is Rose in boy drag that it was showing last night. And Jada Essence Hall, who I believe, no, it was Jada's birthday yesterday. So she was spending it with us and stuff like that. And here's the little birdcage thing that I was telling you. I was trying to bring up, but I didn't get around to it yet. This is like what all the queens and everybody got on afterwards. This was cute, so maybe the budget went to this because I actually liked the full situation. But and I wanted to get a couple of pictures, but it was just too much chaos. A lot of big cameras, a lot of things that was in the way, and between other photographers trying to go and get those shots, like Santiago going back and forth trying to get the shots of the queens on the red carpet. Then he would go and try to get the queens in the bird cage and all that other stuff. So, I don't know if it's a bird cage, but it looked like one to me. So that's what I'm calling it. So this is the one I managed to get because, of Jada. And so, yeah. So that's pretty much a lot of what had went down. Now, there was another thing, too, because there were some other people that were supposed to have been there and wasn't there. And luckily, I got the itinerary so I can remember. Because when we had it, I was like, let me make sure. Well, y'all did see it was Ross Matthews there. They said Ashley Park. I don't know who that is. Maybe she was there and I didn't notice her. They said Black Dolores from the Real Housewives of New Jersey was supposed to show up. She wasn't there. Margaret from the Housewives of New Jersey wasn't there. Dorinda wasn't there. Heather Gay wasn't there from Salt Lake City. There were supposed to be 2 Bronwyns that showed up. Or maybe there was a bunch of Bronwyns, but I only noticed Bronwyn Newport from Salt Lake City. The one from Orange County wasn't there. Then they said Jennifer Spinner, Sierra Miller from Summer House, and Jessica Taylor from Only Man. Why all the Bravo girls showing up at the event? I don't understand that. Eric Botcher who was a New York City homosexual council member. He was there. I didn't see Dawn. Crystal Envy, I think that was the picture I actually showed. She was there. Lana Jarre was there. Banji, Corey, Lux, Morphine, Nikki Doll, Rose. But like I told y'all, Nikki Doll was in boy drag and Rose was in boy drag. And I don't even think Nikki got on the red carpet to take pictures because I didn't get a picture of her. But yeah, so overall, the outfits was, the girls were serving. The outfits was cute. It was nice to see a lot of not only a lot of the drag race girls and things of that nature there, but also, we had a lot of New York nightlife queens that were there, like I was saying, like Amanda Lepore and Kevin Aviance. Now, in addition to that, um, we did not get to see the episode, which was a bummer. I was hoping we was going to see the episode, but number one, it was too many people there. Number two, when y'all open it up to the public with all these people coming in to meet the queens and everything, I feel like too much would have leaked on the internet because people was literally up in there with their phones recording and stuff. So it might be a good idea for them not to show it. But what they did do was they showed the walk-ins. They showed clips of the walk-ins, and then they announced each queen that came up on the stage. So they basically did that. And then they ran the trailer, on a loop throughout the night. So while Monet DJ'd the event, which some of us was asked, I'm like, Monet DJ, maybe she came cheap, but you had Kevin there. You could have had him do it again, or you could have had Aquaria. Aquaria's a DJ, but it's cute that y'all gave, you let Monet do it. So I guess, I was going to say they probably won a winner, but then again, Aquaria is also a winner. So that doesn't work. But speaking of the trailer, let's get into it. So yeah, the trailer aired. Yesterday, but I didn't get to see it because I was busy. I did a morning show, and then right after the morning show, I had to run up out of here and go do the Drag Race premiere event situation. So yeah, they we're getting another gag worthy season. And another thing that I found interesting is that they mentioned Cardi B is going to be the big premiere judge, which that story leaked a while ago because I remember Onyx, friends of the show, brought that up on here. Was like, yeah, they're doing that. I'm here with word on the street is Cardi B is the premier judge. So let's get into the tea. So since the long-running drag competition thrives off of drama, it's only fitting that RuPaul's Drag Race Season 18 tapped the drama herself, Cardi B, as the premiere episode judge. The news was unveiled on Tuesday alongside the release of the trailer, which revealed other guest judges such as Tiana Taylor and Zara Larson. Other guest judges include Benny Blanco, Dove Cameron, Brooke Shields, Iman, Atsuko Okatsuka, Law Roche, Jamal Sims, Amy Taylor, Annalie Ashford, Danielle Pinnock, Julianne Nicholson, Sarah Sherman, and Leland, who will join RuPaul main stage judges Michelle Visage, Carson Kressley, Ross Matthews, and T.S. Madison weekly. So it looks like that T.S. Madison is officially a part of the whole rotating situation because she did mention that when she was on the red carpet. I was ear hustling when she was talking to Associated Press. And then for those, you already know who's going to be on the show because we mentioned him as I was going through the photos. And so the season premieres on January 2nd on MTV each Friday at 8 p.m. I think it's also going to be 90 minutes as it's always been. And then of course we get Untucked, which follows the main show at 9:30. And so yeah, there's that. The season looks really good. I'm looking for the fashions that they were showing on there. So I'm really excited about this upcoming season. But I know like Robert was asking me in a comment in private, he was like, do you think like RuPaul's Drag Race has kind of lost its muster? I mean, I don't know. One of the things I've always been saying is that I feel like we need more drag competition shows on TV. Like I love Drag Race. I love the antithesis of Drag Race, which is Dragula and what they're doing over there on Shudder. But I definitely feel like we need other shows that highlight different aspects of the drag world, like especially the performance aspect. And I'm not talking about that you got to do corny jokes and snatch game and all that other mess. I'm talking about like real performances when you get on a stage and you got to perform in front of an audience, whether you sing, whether you dance. We have a lot of performer type drag queens who I feel need to get their shot and be seen and be recognized. And Drag Race shouldn't be the end all be all of drag representation. So we definitely need it, and especially in this climate where you have all these closet case politicians trying to demolish anything LGBTQIA plus, and while they're secretly watching transgender adult cinematography, which there was a story that came out, I believe, from Pink News that was talking about like the amount of the rise in trans adult cinematography, and it's particularly like shown in a lot of red state areas and stuff. So the hypocrisy is hypocrisy, and so yeah, there's that. Oh, and speaking of which, before I forget, Cardi B recently revealed her new look and everything, and she got like these body modifications. So she got like piercings on the back of her neck, on her lower back. So she's like the body's snatched. There ain't no way in hell she lost that baby and all that fat just came over like that. We know Cardi is no stranger to going under the knife or getting things sucked out. But if that's what you was doing and you want to use your money to get snatched because you have to get body beautiful so you can go on tour, because she is doing 2 nights at the Garden, then do what you need to do. But girl, take your stuff, plug it up in between your legs, in between me down there, as RuPaul would say. And let's not bring them no more babies into the world. Not now. You need to focus on promoting this album. You need to focus on this upcoming tour. And that's that. You got enough babies. I know some people like, stop telling women what they need to do with it. Well, look, if you want to continue to make money, you got enough kids. You need to focus on the work aspect. So shout out to Cardi B. Shout out to all the queens that was at the Drag Race premiere last night. It definitely was a fun time. But besides all the chaos that was going on, which happens at every kind of event, because these red carpets, a lot of people that, oh, it's so glitzy and glamorous. Yeah, the after effect, when you get the pictures and you put all that together, is cute. But you have to realize that it's work. It's a lot of craziness, a lot of chaos going on. And you really got to be focused. You cannot be out here like some people I saw last night trying to be groupies with these queens and want to have conversations. You should be focused on the work. But I can't be out here worrying about everybody else. So I say all this to say, what do you guys think of this story regarding the whole Drag Race situation? Are you looking forward to this upcoming season? It's going to be dropping on the 2nd of January, right after New Year's. Let me know in the comments your overall thoughts down below.